The title of your book, The Great Destroyer, Barack Obama's War on the Republic, those are some really strong words. What made you choose that title?
Because I do think he is implementing policies that will destroy us on a whole range of areas. Just real quick, I said a minute ago, 2 to 3 year window to reform entitlements or we go the way of Greece. $100 trillion in unfunded liabilities, and he refuses to get in the game. Not just refuses to participate, he obstructs and demonizes those who are. So he's literally blocking us. And then his Senate, his wonderful Democratic Senate, hasn't even passed a budget for 1,100 and something days. Now that's unconscionable. That's so unbelievable it's hard to describe. And so he is destroying our financial stability. His economic policies are creating sustained unemployment at high levels, worse than we've experienced since the Great Depression. We're experiencing the worst economic recovery following any recession in the last 50 years. I've documented all in, what? Oh, it's in The Great Destroyer. That's it. Why did I name it that? That was the question. Okay, the reason is because he's doing all this. Now, not just on the economy, not just on our financial stability, which is tied to it, but on energy. He's deliberately sabotaging our ability to make ourselves independent on energy. He's sabotaging oil production, literally sabotaging it. You can read, he's distorting the facts so he can stop drilling. He's getting in the way of Keystone on fraudulent overstated environmental concerns. He is undermining our military. We're spending $100 billion less, and that's not even considering the sequester that's going in. He's making pacts with our enemies. He's appeasing our enemies and insulting our friends. He is thwarting the Constitution in so many ways, one of which, on the foreign policy level, he didn't even consult Congress, much less get its approval in Libya. He was more concerned with getting the approval of international bodies, United Nations, Arab League, whatever, to go in and intervene. For what? We didn't have a strategic national interest at stake. And it wasn't humanitarian reasons, because he even poo-pooed that, saying, well, if it was humanitarian, I would have gone to Sudan, Darfur. So why? Why I think he did it is to show the world that under him there was going to be a reset, not just with the Russians. That's another issue, this New START thing, but I won't go into that. That he's going to, under Barack Obama, we're going to be deferential to international bodies, and we're not going to be the international bully, and we're not going to be the strongest nation in the world because we're going to gear down our military, and we're going to be a partner, a world citizen, and we're going to do what the majority of world nations thinks we ought to do. Now, I may be overstating it, but that's basically, I wrote a column, which I can't believe I narcissistically put in my book, because after when I was researching the book, I found at the same time, contemporaneously, these other experts on foreign policy were writing the same thing I did. Lo and behold, I'm a genius, I didn't even know it. So they're right, so I'm a neophyte in foreign policy, and I come up with the same theory, these Douglas Feith guys and everything. I'm going, oh, I've got to put this in the book. I'm really a genius now, after I didn't know. My parents never told me I was a genius. So anyway, my point is, he really is, kidding aside, he's undermining our ability to defend ourselves. And when you couple that with the economic breakdown, we wouldn't be able to support our defense expenditures if we needed to. I mean, if we had to, if this keeps going. Now it's a matter of volition. You know, his priorities. He can find money for everything but that. I could keep going on way away from the question you asked me, but he's destroying us in so many different ways that we will not be able to recognize America in the future as the same America that we were bequeathed by our parents and their parents. And it's that serious. Some of my book titles might have been over the top in the past. This one I don't think is.